All right, so I'm once again caught up with Hunter x Hunter, and just as they go on break, obviously, that's very much like me, but thankfully we'll be back soon. Hopefully I don't have to wait too long for the break, and don't get me wrong, I was enjoying the Succession arc just fine previously. Not my favorite. I had my issue with we were introduced to so many new characters. The princes, the bodyguards, the army, different mafia members. Like, as soon as I got slightly invested in one character or one group of characters, another one would be introduced. And I very much prefer a slow-paced narrative, limited cast, and just exploring them, their motivation, the consequences of their actions in great depth, rather than spreading the focus across so many different groups. That's my preference. But I was enjoying Hunter x Hunter Succession arc. And then the last 10 chapters have happened, and I got so invested in multiple characters. Obviously, I'm invested in the Phantom Troupe. Love them. I'm invested in Karabaka, probably my favorite character in the series. But then, like, the different princes, whether it's Prince Benjamin, or I'm going to say their names wrong, Heikenberg and, Serednik? I'm just gonna call him the fourth prince. I also like the one who's like obsessed with love, and the twin sisters, or they were not twins, were they? No, I don't think they were. Kacho and Fugetsu. I'm bad with names, okay, but I do really like them. And then, Morina and the contagion curse is spreading, and everything. I'm very much invested in different elements. I also love how I'm a sucker for this kind of plot progression with time, where we see like the fallout of something, and then we flash back to see how we got to that point, or we flash forward to a different event and then go back to the past. I love the jumping around time that we were doing, whether that's, oh, martial law's inflicted, how do we get there? Or this is such and such's funeral, he was live last chapter, what's going on? I'm very much excited. My main question has not been answered, though, and that is going to be what was with those coffins then when the first prince had died and we see the king in just a room full of coffins. Like, I'm still going with the body of each prince is going in one of the coffins, and either the survivor is putting the king in a coffin or the king is killing the last surviving child and obtaining all the Nen and powers and abilities that somehow these Nen beasts have been acquiring, activating, accumulating, don't know. It's going to merge all into one Nen beast. Something from all of them is getting combined. I'm very interested in those coffins. We learn about the three treasures of the Kakin Empire, the first being that urn that started the succession contest. Then there's like a, was it a lotus thing? Yeah, the divine mummy overseer of the succession contest, I guess. Is that the thing that's preventing people from leaving the ship? Unclear. And then there's like a sword of succession thing dagger, which I'm assuming is going to be what the king uses to kill the last surviving child, or what the last surviving child uses to kill the king. I don't know. But I feel like they're going to play a role. Krollo is planning to steal one of them as a condition for new powers. He's got a love phone that finds your perfect match, but in this case, he's looking for, I'm pretty sure he's looking for someone with the perfect Nen ability that he can use to take down Hisoka. All for that. But it'd be really cool if he was looking for Karabaka, just because, hey, who's the guy that took out my members? That's the only one who could probably help me. I doubt it, because you know what I think is happening, or I hope, I would pray, I would love for this to happen, and that would be Hisoka is working with Karabaka secretly. Not gonna happen. I know it's ridiculous, but like they work so well together in the York New arc, and I want to see them team up again to take down the spider, but I feel Hisoka's gonna want to do this on his own. He's not going to want any help. He was saying he's very much monogamous like that, just wants a proper vanilla fight, and I'm just like, yeah, I know, but hear me out, team up with Karabaka again, because that would be entertaining as hell. But Hisoka's a hunter in his own right. He could have easily gotten a job on the ship and working for a different prince, and he's just slacking off on his responsibilities. Unclear. And I guess the one other question I have would be if Morina, she's got the contagion curse ability that she's spreading among her family, but is she the first member? Because once you reach level 100 by killing however many people, you become the new 0 and can start your own family and spread the contagion. So is she the originator of this, or is she just a survivor, reach level 100, turned into new level 0 to spread it on and create her own family? Like, did someone else give her this power? I would love that, especially because when we learn that Morina isn't even the real original Morina, who is now dead and buried with her original name grave, I forget who it was. I seen someone online saying, what if she's one of the calamities? Because she feels like it. She feels just like an entity that is there to unleash havoc and darkness upon the ship, upon the world, and love that for her. She's an amazing character. Love the vibe. Going back to the first set of new chapters, what was I enjoying the most? That was when we learned about Beyond having children and the suspicion that one of the princes is one of Beyond's children, not one of the king's, as they realize only a legal heir or something fathered by by his legal wife, or legal wives, he's got a few of them, could ascend the throne. So it didn't say anything, but it had to be the king's biological kid. So Beyond being the parent of one of them. And clearly the fourth prince is the obvious choice, but I also looked up like a picture of like young Netero, and yeah, they're probably related. But it feels too obvious to me. Like, he's this Nen master, his abilities are growing so quickly, the future sight thing is awesome, he's like breaking the 10-second boundary that it takes to perform Zetsu, and he's at like 4 seconds now, or 3 point something, trying to get down under 1 second so we can see 10 seconds into the future, have their opponent view the ability or like the future that before it changed, and then have the change occur. That's an awesome power. He's ridiculously strong. The power's probably genetic. He is absolutely insane. I want to know what Beyond's plan is, especially as he has like multiple people there to curse. Probably the princes, but not just the princes at certain areas and locations of power. I don't want it to be the fourth prince. That's his child. That feels too obvious for me. For whatever reason, what's her name? Tyson. I don't know why I'm suspicious of Tyson. I just am. She's too sweet, too kind, too loving. Like, throw a birthday party for one of her bodyguards or something like that. I want her to be the one that's related to Beyond or something. I don't know. I don't trust her, and I don't know why. But I'm also suspicious of Camille. Maybe it's like a family instinct to put curses on people, because Beyond's got a weak curse and a strong curse, child's infected with an ability curse, probably around the princes, probably around locations of power, and her idea of taking the have-nots and having them actively curse the other princes. I mean, it's very similar. I don't know. We know that, what's his name? Was it Yeah, it was a Hockenberg, the 9th prince, the one everyone loves. His adopted mother not his biological mother, is actually the queen of the first prince or something like that. So she gave him away to protect him, as it affected his standing in the prince's ranking. But they yet have a good relationship. They were talking to each other on the phone. Parenting mishaps going on, and I want to see how him being adopted by a different queen plays a role in what's going on. I really like what he's up to. So right now he's in the body of his brother's bodyguard as they're attempting to assassinate each other. And the bodyguard had released a toxin that causes you to bleed out everywhere, multi-organ failure. And he's in the bodyguard's body. The bodyguard's in his body. His body is dying. And the first prince is just like, handle everything with care, like there's respect shown to him, and he's thinking, well, in the bodyguard's body, like, thank you, brother, that was very kind of you, even though you just had me assassinated. And now he's going to use the bodyguard to try to assassinate him. So whole convoluted mess going on, because if his body is dead, is he going to be resurrected for his followers to be like, oh god, our prince, the one we basically worship and have such divine belief in has come back from the dead. He's destined to be king. Or is he going to get transferred into his brother's body and then just rule as him? That clearly can't work, because in the last chapter we reveal that he has enacted martial law, the first prince buddy, and which has been like set up for a very long time, saying I need to find a way to invoke martial law. But he only got like 12 or 24 hours to live, as he's been infected by the poisons. Like, I have to win, basically kill all my other siblings so my son can inherit. So he has a kid. That's ridiculous. Didn't know that was going on. I completely jumped over beyond when I was talking about him. He had been saying to whoever was guarding him, I think was it the cow zodiac? Doesn't really matter. Like, he had finished reading his book and he wanted a meeting with someone. I don't think we've been revealed who he wants to have a meeting with. So who on this ship does he want to talk to? Does he want to talk to one of the princes, the king, one of his children, Kurapika? I'll take anything for more time with Kurapika. Kacho, who is one of my favorites, died a while back, protecting Fugetsu, her sister, and is now a ghost, just slash nen beast, whatever, hanging out with her, and she, as the spirit beast slash ghost, told Fugetsu, hey, let's pretend that I'm dead so nobody comes looking for me, so everyone else will think I'm dead, but you know I'm alive, when in reality, Fugetsu's the only one who thinks she's alive. Everyone else believes she's dead, and she's actually dead. And they have a plan to attack, starts with an L, Loserus, something like that. And the reason for that is they think he has a curse placed on Fugetsu. On her back, there's a mark, it's smoke, there's... other people think she's just grieving her sister, but something is like making her sick and they think it's acting like a drug, also causing like an addiction, as it allows her to use her ability to open that door wormhole multiple times a day instead of just the once or twice. So they think he's the one doing it, so they plan to kill him. So the characters that seem like the good guys are working on an assassination attempt, giving out letters to all the other princes to get access to their rooms so they can activate the wormhole, because it can only go into a place you've never been before. We learn martial law has taken place and Luzarius is missing, so we assume the assassination plot is underway. The guy that has the coins, that prince, that Kurapika, is kind of working with, has the deal with, truce with, that is also missing, and maybe in one of the other floors, not safe because there's a war going on with the three members of the mafia, so that's not good. If they go out all at war, they're going to target him, especially Morina's group, because if you kill him, that's 50 points, and you're like halfway to becoming contagion number 0 and maxing out your power there. So much is happening. I mentioned the fourth prince and him, like, Nen Master. I'm wondering if him and Hisoka were either working together, because both crazy, or if they were to come across each other and fight each other. I don't know what I'd want more, because both would be chaotic mess, and I love it. Hisoka would probably rather fight him. But to have them working together, not going to happen, ridiculous, but that would also be crazy. Oh, I'm very excited to see what happens with, I mentioned the prince who has all the coins, and they like compound. So it starts off with a number 1, then after 10 days it turns into a 10. And they're thinking after so many months, when the number reaches so high, it'll activate one's Nen ability without having to do any training. It'll just unlock it. Or it might kill you. We don't know. Like, what if you're not loyal to that prince when it reaches that number? So there's one random guard person who has a coin before it's a higher number than the one Kurapika has. So whatever happens to him, good or bad, Kurapika's next on the list. So I want to see how that plays out. But that means I need that prince to stay alive more than likely. So I'm pretty sure he's in danger. Crollo and the troupe, we see him walking through a giant area, and on the TV screen it's talking about a man who's was it a memorial for his death? Like, so many years ago, this person had been killed and found dead. He was the chairman of some orphanage, works with children, and he was the one who was responsible for killing and videotaping and brutalizing and cutting up their friends back when they were kids. Whatever they did to him was too kind. He deserved worse. And we also hear about Crollo talking about how even if he dies, the spider will live on. So he might be planning an event where he kills Hisoka or somebody else, and it cost him his life. Don't like that, because I like Crollo just as a whole, his style, but so long as it's not, what's his name? Phaeton, the guy with the sun power, the littler one, I like him more, so I want him to survive. One of the Phantom Troupe did not make smart decision, the ones that's wrapped up like a mummy, because he killed one of the Mafia group's men, which is possibly had a chain reaction that's leading to the all-out war among them, because they now want revenge on the Phantom Troupe, but the Phantom Troupe's kind of hired by working with one of the other Mafia families, so they gotta attack them first. And of course, is it Haley family with Morina? She's already declared all-out war among them, so not good all the way around. Mummy guy should not have killed that person because, yeah, started Mafia war. Basically, the last couple chapters ended with Morina playing a card game against one of the Kaken soldiers, who I thought was the Prince Ghost one, Kacho, something like that. No, so that starts with a B. Borkson, something like that. And she is a specialist, so they're trying to force her to join their side and group because they need a specialist for whatever reason in part of their plan to destroy the world. There's an adorable scene where she picks a card, and it's basically you have to tell, Morina needs to tell her about her aim and ambition and all that. It's like, I plan to destroy the Kaken Empire and all its people, then all the human race, and then the world. Next question. It's like, no, you have to explain it in detail. Was that not sufficient detail? Why don't you understand? I thought everyone else would just understand that this should happen. We should destroy the world. But fine, I'll go into more detail. And then we learn about what was the circus or carnival, the carnival, where a random village is targeted. I say targeted by the royal family. They just show up unannounced. People are put into other and entertainers, and bad things happen to people who have to entertain the royal family. 9 months later, a bunch of children are born, and then they are further separated into ones who will grow up to become members of the mafia, and they get those scars on their face, or they become flesh. And I don't want to know what happened to this woman, that she's like, you know what? I lived. The world should end. Like, life should not exist if this is what is happening on the world. I can't blame her. So, yeah, she's going to destroy the world. I can't judge her for it. And then Borkin's just like, yeah, no, that's fair. Okay, next question. They play the game, but she ends up cheating. So instead of being able to use the X card to get out of here alive, she's forced to play the yes card. And Morina's just like, once you make this decision, you can't go back. And they're just like, I understand, saying it loud, yes, I understand this is my choice. And in their head, they're screaming, no, I did not want to do this. And I'm like, poor girl, you shouldn't have cheated her. She said she wasn't going to cheat. That doesn't mean you get to cheat. So now she is also part of the, I want to say Halen. Doesn't matter. The family of mafia members trying to destroy the world. And she's in a good position because she's so close to the princes. She might be able to jump up 50 levels really quick. Who knows? In conclusion, loving everything that's happening. It's completely crazy. So many things are happening. It's about to all go to hell. And we don't have enough Illumi. I don't think I had any Illumi in these chapters. And he is my favorite in Killua's family, so I want him back. So I'm really hoping he's just changed his face and is walking around doing, I don't know, killing time till it's time for him to kill somebody. I want him back. Love these past 10 chapters. Can't wait for the hiatus to be over. Tell me what your most anticipated moment of this, or question to be answered is, because mine's those coffins. I want to know what is up with those coffins. Also, where's Illumi? But that's all I got. I will talk to you later. Bye.